Okay, we're gonna do this now. Stay with me. I want you to stay with me, my friends. I want you to take a few minutes out here, out of your schedule. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about. We are going to share with one another about problem gambling, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what you can do. Now, I'm gonna continue sharing this message. I'm gonna continue talking about these things because this is something that I feel very passionate about. And the reason is because I came out of 32 plus years of gambling. My life was a bit of a wreck. In fact, I didn't even want to admit that I had an addiction. I don't even think I really realized that I had one. But when the money's gone and you're out of your home, or you're losing jobs, and you got to be in the casino 4 or 5 times a week, or 3 times a week, or whatever, you know you have a serious problem. Especially when you start thinking about suicide. Now, I'm going to read a few things here. Number 1, fight like a Marine. Number 2, go out and make something happen. A video, book, charity, smiles, whatever. 3, analyze yourself. Learn to think. Number 4, regroup. Read, meditate, exercise, write, do something. Stay plugged in. Always in positive movement. Number 5, enjoy the benefits of your hard work. Here's something that I like to do on a daily basis. Breathe deep, exercise, plenty of good water, and see or visualize where you want to be. Freedom, choices. Now, let's get into this because we're talking about problem gambling, and we want to. I share in all my videos. Whenever I feel inspired, whenever I feel an inspiration to share something, to get in front of the camera, those are the times that I do it. Because there are other times that I've tried to get in front of the camera with some kind of a message, and it just didn't work very well. So, hopefully I've introduced myself. If I haven't, this is Santos Jr. here, aka Soldier of Self-Mastery, Philosopher of Everyday Victorious Living, right out of Stockton, California. If you want to connect with me, you want to do some counsel, you want to do some brainstorming, you want to do some TC, which is transformational consultation, or you need, maybe there's something else that's going on in your life and you need somebody that you want to connect with somebody as soon as possible, right? My information will be below this video in the description box. So, what's so important today, Santos, that you really need, feel inspired to bring up and make another video? I've watched your videos. In fact, I appreciate those of you that are watching my videos and you're getting stuff out of my videos. That's why I do it, right? I do it because I'm hoping to transfer some of my faith and some of my belief into you, to help you believe in yourself, to help you realize that, you know what, you have a choice to make, right? And this is what I want to talk about here. I really want to talk about this one thing. I'm going to work on keeping this video under 10 minutes. But what I want to talk about is I didn't want to accept the fact that I had an addiction or a habit. I didn't want to accept that because I was very proud. Most of my life I lived in pride, right? Even though my life was quite a bit of a wreck because of my upbringing. I grew up in, there was a lot of trauma at home. I endured a lot of trauma. There was a lot of domestic violence. So fear was a big, big deal at home. We were raised in fear. And that's what I knew very well. I knew fear very well. I tried to hide it. I did the best that I could, even though many times it did not work. But I can say there was a little bit of good in my childhood. There was a little bit of good. I'm not going to say it was all bad, but 98% was trauma. And I find escapes, right? I would find escapes. So that's how I started gambling at probably around the age of maybe 14, 15. I started gambling, throwing dice with the older men in the projects. Now, I want us to look at today. It's Saturday, the 26th of May, and we're in the year 2018. And I want you to understand something. I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but I really want to get to this point that I want to share with you and I. I was watching a video earlier today, and I was listening to this elderly lady, and I felt really bad for her. It looks like she went through 1 year where she excluded herself from the casinos. She did good for a year, but then she fell. After that year was up of exclusion, she fell, and she felt it was even worse this time around. And some of the things that she was saying, how she was addressing herself and her mindset, obviously I can tell it was a lot different than my videos, because I've trained myself to speak different. I've trained myself to think different. I've trained myself to see things from a whole different perspective. I've come to the realization that once you recognize, and this is where I'm going to really be emphasizing here. I know it took me a little bit to get here, but this is what I want to emphasize. When you recognize that you have the ability to make choices in your life. Now, please pay attention to what I'm sharing with you here. In fact, if you can take some notes, if you got any distractions, if you're driving and you can pull over to listen to this video, I want you to really pay attention to what I'm sharing with you here, because this is what helped me. Of course, many things helped me, but I'm beginning to realize more and more that this is what really, really got me free and is keeping me free. The fact that I came to understand that I had a choice, that I could be in control of my choices, that I am the person that chooses. Again, I'm going to say this directly to you now. You are the decider in your life. Okay? You are the decider. You are the person that can make choices. Now, you may be stuck. You may have some horrible addiction in your life. It may be gambling, it may be cigarettes, it may be whatever it may be. The moment that you begin to recognize that you have a choice, you're going to start to think about these temptations that are coming at you. You're going to start to think, right? When you recognize that you have a choice over something, it causes you to stop and think. Generally, that's the way I believe it works. At least that's the way it's been working for me. When you don't realize, when you have not realized yet, now, how do you get to that realization is also the question. How do you get to that realization of knowing that you have a choice when you've been entangled and you've been giving in to these beggarly elements for so many months or however long you've been doing it, that you're on autopilot, you're hypnotized, right? Well, the fact that you're watching this video ought to tell you that you have a choice, right? The fact that you got up this morning and got dressed and dressed in the clothes that you wanted to get dressed in ought to help you realize that you have a choice in the matter. Now, does that apply to other areas? Oh, here's another one. You ate some food this morning. You ate something. You ate some kind of a breakfast, right? Well, we're getting close to 10 minutes here. I might go over. My point is that I'm driving here is that you need to recognize, you need to absolutely grab a hold of this revelation today that you have a choice, my friend. Let that sink into your subconscious. You have a choice. So, because you're able to choose all of these other things, the clothes that you wear, the foods that you eat, the kind of car that you're driving, whether you go to work or not, right? Imagine if you stopped going to work. Well, you're not going to get paid. It would make things worse. You have a choice in there, but you choose to get up every single day, even if you go to bed late. I remember going into the casinos, coming home from the casinos, and then having to get up an hour or two later. Man, I felt like shit. But I did it. Right? I had choice. The thing is, I didn't know when I was back there, I didn't know that I had the ability to choose. I didn't know that I could be strong and that I could strengthen that area, because the moment that you begin to recognize that you have the ability to choose, that's going to make a big difference in your life. Now, again, what helps us to get there? Well, thinking. Thinking helps us to get there. Reading. Watching videos, this is a big deal to me. Watching videos, this is one of the keys that help me. And I've got a lot of videos in my playlist that I share with those of you that follow me. Writing. I mean, I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of stuff, right, to get me to have that clear mindset. I didn't have it. I wasn't doing any of these things. You cannot expect in other words, you can't fight in a war, you can't fight and you can't win a battle if you don't prepare for it, okay? But the simple fact that you're here in front of this video, you're watching this video, I want you to really, and I'm going to emphasize this, and I know that I'm being repetitive here. I've said this before, that life is a series of reminders, but in this video, okay, I want you to get this. I want you to understand this, because it's going to make the difference in your life. You have a choice, and you have to get that. You have to get that frame of thinking into your mind, that you have a choice. So the next time the temptation rises up, right, the trigger rises up, you can step back and remember this video and say, wait a minute, I have a choice here. That's what's going to make the difference in your life, my friend, right there. The moment that you stand up against that trigger, that temptation, instead of just, willfully not thinking, again, you have the ability. You have the ability within you. I know it takes maybe a little bit of reminder, right? It takes maybe somebody like me to remind you, hey, you have the ability to make choices, okay? The casino is not in control of you. Gambling is not in control of you unless you allow it to dominate. Unless you allow it to dominate. You have a choice in the matter, my friend, and you need to lock that thought in. And that can apply towards anything else in life, right? A certain temptation for this thing, a certain temptation for the other thing. You're stopping and you're looking at that thing and you're saying, wait a minute, I have a choice. I have a choice, and I choose to exercise the choice to say no to this, right? Again, you might be thinking, well, that's easy for you to say, Santos, because you're a free man. Well, I have to work on this every single day myself. This is something that I have to work on every single day myself, reminding myself of many things, not just that one thing, that I have a choice. Because I get tempted, I get triggers, things happen, things don't go my way, things just, we get disruptions. So I was really thinking about this earlier today. I was really thinking because I had a few things that were going on. I've had some triggers that have been trying to come at me. And I've overcome a lot of I've overcome a lot of areas in my life. And you know what? I'm dedicating my life as a servant to help you on the other end, to help you be more positive, to help you be more successful, to help you reach your goals, to help you dream again, to help you realize that you have a choice to make, that you can make choices, that you can be in control of your life, just like I can be, and we work on it daily. So I went overboard. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you've taken some notes. Share this video. Please give me a like. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about this idea of pounding this thought into your head that you have a choice in the matter, okay? These outside things, that appear to be controlling. You know, if you listen to a lot of people, there's a lot of talk that goes on with a lot of people, and a lot of the talk is very negative. It's entangling talk. We have to learn to shift away from that. I'm telling you, two key things. You learn how to train your brain. Don't brain your train your brain. And you learn how to use this thing right here. You're going to get the victory, my friend. And how are you going to learn these two things? I'll tell you how. Videos, books, writing, journals, simple things that you can use every single day. You don't have to try to do all of them at once. Pick one or two things and run with it, my friend. I'm telling you, I don't know how bad you want to get away from things. I don't know how bad you want, but I tell you, man, you get enough pain in your life, you're going to want to get away from all those things. Not only that, see the future. The future does not look good for the problem gambler. The future does not look good for the alcoholic. The future does not look good, and I'm talking about people that continue in that kind of lifestyle. Does not look good for these individuals. So, if you're watching this video and you've watched it up until this point, that says something about you, my friend. It really does. And you ought to really realize, well, wait a minute, I had a choice to watch this video. I could have watched this video, or I didn't have to watch this video, but you chose. Use that same power, use that same energy, and shift it into these other areas of your life, my friend. Learn how to shift it, okay? You may not see it right now, but learn how to shift it. Santos Jr., a.k.a. Soldier of Self-Mastery, Philosopher of Everyday Victorious Living, at your service right out of Stockton, California, my friend, getting stronger every single day. Remember, my link will be below. And by the way, if you haven't purchased the Little Red Book, Fun Life Hacks Manual, I guarantee you that you are going to get something good out of that. I encourage you to purchase one, purchase two of them, give one away. In fact, we're working on making it hard copy or soft copy so that you can get it through Amazon and Kindle. I will see you at the very top on the inside on my next video, my friend. Peace wherever you are through strength. And remember, you have a choice in the matter. Peace through strength.